Welcome to Alan Berry Reports TV. I'm your host, Alan Berry Labucan from alanberryreports.com. Today we have a new installment of our In the News show. This is a program where we talk about resource companies with recent developments. On today's show we have two companies to talk about. One of those companies is a precious and base metals company, and the other is a gold and silver company. But we're going to open the show, as we have been lately, with commentary about trends that we're seeing for gold, silver, oil, copper, the US dollar, and resource stocks. Before getting started, we always like to send out some thank you messages to those that are important in us being able to bring the shows to you. We use youtube.com to produce and broadcast these shows. They have a great website, makes it really easy for us to produce these shows so you can watch them at your leisure. We highly recommend them. If you're watching the show on our website, you'll notice to the left and right of me that we have banner sponsors. Those banner sponsors are really important in us being able to produce these shows for you and bring them to you. And if you'd like to do some homework on those companies, we have the banners directly linked to the company's websites, and on their websites they have plenty of information about their projects, the people involved, and the news. It's a great place for you to do some research, and it's really easy to just click on the banners and check out their websites. And of course, to you, the viewers, you give us an audience to talk to about resource stocks and commodities, and we really appreciate you tuning in, so thank you very much. So we'll get right to the commentary today. We're going to talk about some trends. We'll start with gold. Gold has been on a decade-long bull market. This bull market has had some pullbacks during the bull market. Those have generally been fairly shallow and didn't last very long. We expect that that's the way things are going to go in the future. On the short term, we are looking. We were a couple weeks ago. We were talking about a rally that happened since we made that call, and then we were looking for it to get somewhere in the 1450 to 1470 range, which is where it is now. This is new record territory. Each time it rallies, it seems to be making a new high. This is a very bullish situation. We are looking for a pullback, but what we'd like to see now is if it pulls back to what was in the last 6 months or so, sort of the resistance around the $1,420 to $1,440 level. What we're expecting is that now that it gets into this record territory, we'd like to see the next pullback not go below that $1,420 to $1,440 level. It looks like that could be the new floor. If that's the new floor, which we think it is, then we'll be looking for it to the next rally to take gold up into the $1,500 level, and that's what we see coming up in the near term. Silver is also on a long-term bull market. In the last 6 months, 6 to 9 months, it's made a really strong rally. We think that rally kind of catches it up to where it should be relative to the gold price, and we are. For the last couple of years, we've been talking in our reports and on the shows about silver outperforming gold. It did that significantly in 2010. We think that it will also do that in 2011. And we're looking for any pullbacks to be really shallow, not very much in the way of dollar pullbacks, and then the next rally quite quickly. Not too much time in the pullback periods, and so we think that it's going above $40 in the near term per ounce, and we'll see where it goes after that. But we're looking for it to finish the year very strongly. Oil. Oil is in a strong rally of late. It's really moved up quite significantly in the last few months, as there's been tension in the Middle East lately with Libya and other situations. But there's also some positive fundamentals. The global economy is in pretty solid recovery mode. It's now expanding again, and this is fundamentally good for oil, but We think that it's gone beyond the fundamentals, and that we're looking for a pullback in the near term any time now in the next week or so, week to 2 weeks. And we think that pullback will pull it back to maybe the $85 to $90 range, where it can then start making another move up. Copper is also giving us indications. Dr. Copper is a wonderful economic indicator. When the global economy is expanding, they need plenty of copper. And so what happens with demand for copper is a very good indicator of what's happening with the global economy. And Dr. Copper is definitely sending signals that the global economy is in very strong shape. The supply of copper is quite subdued, and so we think that with stronger demand, weak supply, that this will push the price up more. It's been basing for the last few months in around the $4.20 to $4.40 level per pound. We're looking for by the end of the year for it to rally above $5 per pound. We just really like the fundamentals and the trend for copper. On the U.S. dollar, the U.S. dollar has been since earlier this year, actually for quite some time, it's been underperforming the the Aussie dollar and the U.S. or the Canadian dollar. Those economies are strongly tied to commodities, and we think, and they also have strong fundamentals from the deficits and debt side of things as well. And so earlier this year we called for the Canadian dollar to outperform the US dollar. It's been doing that significantly. We also felt that the euro was going to significantly outperform the US dollar. We made that call in the first couple of weeks of January. Since then, the euro has bottomed and has rallied quite significantly. We think that this is a precursor of what's going to happen throughout the rest of the year, and we think that the euro is going to continue to be a better place for currency traders to find out performance over the US dollar. And so we think the euro is heading higher. And resource stocks, we think that the resource stocks have been underperforming the bullish moves in many commodities. This happens, and often people get really focused on the commodity side of things, and they don't focus as much on the resource companies that have those commodities in the ground. And we think that the resource stocks are primed to significantly outperform the commodities, and we think they're going to be doing a lot of catching up throughout the remainder of 2011. So that's a wrap on our opening commentary. We're now going to move into the In the News. As I said earlier, we have a couple companies to talk about. The first company we're going to talk about today is Extore Gold Mines Limited. On the disclosure, we're not shareholders of the company. They are a banner sponsor on our website, and so just look for their banner, and you can click on that, and it'll take you to their website where you can do plenty of homework. They got lots of information there about the people involved, the projects, and the news releases. Great place to do your homework. The past coverage, we started coverage of them in our email newsletter, the Alan Berry Reports on commodities and resource stocks. We started the coverage in the April the 8th, 2010 edition, which was our 28th edition. And we've also had them on several of our past shows. The first show that we had them on was on our April 21st, 2010 show. If you'd like to find the past reports and those past shows, just look above me on the website. You'll see a report section. In the report section, we have all the past reports. You can find that 28th edition in there and either read it online or download it to read at your leisure. If you look at the shows section, you can find a directory of all of our past shows. We include the dates, the companies that were talked about, and a link to go watch those shows. And you can find that April 21st show 2010 in the show section. As I said, we've talked about them on several of our past shows. The most recent one was on the February 10th, 2011 show. And since that show, the company's had 3 press releases out that we're going to talk about today. Just pulling up their website. Oh, by the way, their website is extorre.com. That's EXTORRE.com. And I've got their website up here now. And they have a company news section. We're looking for the news 2011 section. And then we're going to scroll down. And the first one we're going to talk about is February 22nd. On the February 22nd press release, the headline was New Discovery by Extorre in Santa Cruz Province, Argentina. They went on that they were pleased to announce the discovery drill results from the reconnaissance drilling on the Falcon property, located 80 kilometers northwest of Sierra Morro and 6 kilometers to the northeast of Mariana Resources' Dos Calandrias project. 4 of the 5 initial holes have intercepted broad zones of gold-silver mineralization. The highlight drill hole from that recent drilling was hole FD004, which intersected 53 meters at 1.12 grams per ton gold and 30 grams per ton silver. Now, that hole started, the mineralization hit at between 3 meters and 56 meters, so it's right at surface. And they had several other good holes in there with, for especially when you're looking for these near surface type targets. We like the silver and the gold numbers in there, and it's another emerging project for the company. Included in that press release, they had some details about the exploration at this project. There's a good quote in there from their chief geologist, and he gives you some really good outline of the work that's going on, what the focus is on this exploration target, and all that can be found on the February 22nd press release. Then on the next one we're going to talk about was on March the 10th, 2011. In that one, the headline is, I'm just waiting for it to come up here on the computer. Headline from that one is Extorre lists on the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE Amex Exchange under the symbol XG. They mention that they are pleased to announce that their common shares have been approved for listing on the New York Stock Exchange Amex market. And it has the same stock symbol as on the Toronto Stock Exchange. There was a quote from Extorre's chairman Yale Simpson and Bryce Roxborough, who stated the NYSE Amex listing represents a significant milestone in our corporate growth. The listing is expected to provide a more convenient trading market for U.S. investors. It will significantly enhance Extorre's visibility in the U.S. investment community, and end quote. And so, really good info there on that new listing on the NYSE Amex market. Then we're going to move to the March 22nd press release. In that one, the headline is Extorre drilling at Union Domes and Cerro Puntudo. I think I got that right. Got to brush up on my Spanish. They mentioned that Extorre pleased to announce drilling underway at their Union Dome Gold Project and Sierra Puntudo Silver Project in Santa Cruz Province, Argentina. Union Dome is located 18 kilometers south of the company's Sierra Morro discovery, whereas Cerro Puntudo is located 220 kilometers west of Sierra Morro and immediately south of the Coeur d'Alene Mines Mirasol Resources Joaquin Silver discovery. We've talked about Mirasol on past shows, and they have a very good, that's the project that we were talking about, and so it's a good place to be looking for new discoveries, and Extorre has some key ground in that area. They talk about the exploration that's going on at Union Dome and Sierra Puntudo. Really good information there, and again, you can find that on their March 22nd press release. I'm just moving a couple things around here. So some of the reasons that we like the company is, first of all, Extory key project is their Sierra Moro project. It's a high-grade silver and gold project in Argentina. What makes it quite compelling is that not only is it high-grade, often when you get high-grade, you got to go quite deep to get to that. At Sierra Moro, it is in near surface. They have a resource there that's expanding. Plenty of targets on Sierra Moro. I think I read when preparing for the show that they're going to have 6 drills running, and I think 4 of those are focused on Sierra Moro. Just check those past news releases, and you'll find out. I'm pretty sure it's 4 drill rigs at Sierra Moro. Sierra Moro is a really exciting project. It's one, when you have the benefits of high grade near surface, it keeps your costs of bringing a potential mine into production lower, helps your profitability when it is in production, and it looks like that's the direction. They're definitely trying to understand the economics of heading in that direction, and we like the potential for that to happen in the future. But in addition to that, they have several other projects in Argentina that look quite compelling. One of them is the recent discovery that they talked about in their February 22nd release. Then they've got more targets that they're drilling right now, and so they'll have lots of work to talk about in the future. Company is really well financed, has a strong management team, and they're doing a lot of work, and we expect a lot of news out of them in the future. And so we'll be talking about them more in future shows. And if you want to do some homework, as we always suggest people do, you can take a look at their website, extorre.com, extorre.com. You'll find plenty of information about them on there. And so that's a wrap on our talk about Extory. The next company today is Callinan Mines Limited. On the disclosure, we're not shareholders of the company. Our past coverage, we just started covering them on our shows on January the 20th, 2011. That's when we started coverage. Their website is Callinan.com. That's CALLINAN.com. And as I mentioned, the first time we covered them was on January 20th. Since then, they've had a couple of news releases out that we want to talk about. These were on drill results that they had out. The first one, I'm going to pull up their website. The first one that we wanted to talk about today was their February 25th. If you go on their website, they have an investor section, and in there they have all the past news releases. So then we're looking for the February 25th press release. In that one, the headline is "Drilling at Gossan Hill intercepts 9.73 grams per ton gold over 5.75 meters." They went on in the press release that ongoing exploration at Gossan Hill has intersected gold mineralization in each of the 12 holes for which assay results have been received. The best results in hole GOS 25 grade of that's the one that they mentioned in the headline. In addition to the 9.73 grams of gold, they also had 6.91 grams of silver per ton over a width of 5.7 meters. The gold intersected in DDH GOS 25 included a width of 3.35 meters, grading 15.80 grams per ton of gold and 10.87 grams per ton of silver. Then they give you some more details on a couple other holes. Diamond drill hole GOS 25 and GOS 26 have significantly established the mineralized structure below the 200 meter level. The zones of mineralization still remain open on strike and down dip, so there's plenty of room for more exploration there. Then they have a table in the press release with all the various different drill hole intersections. Not isolated, you can find the good intersections and good grades. Then they give you some details about the exploration focus on the Gossan Hill project, Again, you can find that all in the press release on February 25th. The next one we wanted to talk about was on their March the 3rd press release. In that one, the headline is Drilling at Gossan Hill intersects 5.94 grams per ton gold over 14.77 meters. They go on that they were pleased to report assay results from diamond drill hole GOS 28 has intersected 5.94 grams per ton of gold and 22 grams per ton of silver over 14.77 meters. So really nice intersection there of really good grades at its Gossan Hill property in Manitoba. Then they have the highlight. Then they have a table with the drill hole results from the 028 hole. They mentioned that to date, 27 of 28 holes drilled by Caledon at Gossan Hill have produced gold mineralization. And the mineralization intersected in hole GOS 28 occurs approximately 100 meters downstrike and dip of previously announced GOS 25, which was in the previous press release. Then they give you a bunch more details about the exploration at their Gossan Hill project, and again, you can find that in their press release. There was one other news release that they talked about on March the 25th. The headline is Caledon sets record and meeting dates for spin-out transaction. What they're talking about in there, they give you the details. They're gonna spin out their exploration projects into a new company and keep their royalties into the Caledon mines. And so the details of that are in there. Once that happens, we'll then talk about the new company that they're talking about in future shows, because Gossan Hill, the Gossan Hill project will be part of the new company, and we expect that based on what we've seen so far from this project, that it will continue to have lots to talk about regarding that project. So some of the reasons that we like the company, as I just mentioned, they have sort of two parts to the company. They have their exploration side, and then they have their royalty from a producing base metal mine. And they're planning on splitting those two and keeping the royalty in Caledon Mines, and then the shareholders are going to get shares in the new company, which will be focused on the exploration side of things. So that proposed spin-off is going to shareholder vote, as they mentioned in that recent press release, and then we'll look for more details on that. The plan is... So other reasons that we like the company is they've got a really strong management team. They have plenty of cash for exploration, and we expect good news flow. So we'll stay tuned, but we expect to be talking about Caledon more in future shows. And so great place to do your homework on the company is on their website. I think I mentioned it earlier. It's Caledon.com. That's CALLINAN.com. And again, plenty of information on the company's website. You can find out about the people that are involved, the projects, and all their various news releases. And so, great place for you to start your research and try to understand Caledon. And so, that's a wrap on our In the News show. Before closing, we'd like to stress that this show and our reports are for information purposes only. We aren't making buying or selling recommendations. It's important for you to do your own research and speak with your financial advisors before making any investment decisions. We're always trying to grow our audience, and any efforts you make to let your friends that follow the markets know about our shows, our reports, our website would be greatly appreciated. We all also really appreciate you taking the time to watch these shows. We know that everybody is very busy these days, and we strive to produce a show that saves you time and, most importantly, brings you helpful, high-quality information. Our next show will be early next week. We're going to be doing another In the News show. Best way to keep an eye on what we're doing is to be a subscriber to our email list. There's no charge to be on our email list. If you look above me on the website, you'll see a subscribe section, and in there you just fill out the information, and we'll keep you updated on any work we're doing, any public speaking, our shows, our reports, and again, no charge to be on there. We hope you can join us for future shows. You can find all of our work on our website at allenberryreports.com. We'll see you soon, and have a great day.